Now, many of you have probably, different times in your life, started over, started doing things different, like maybe quit smoking, whatever. But it's like reinventing yourself. And this is a story called Reinventing Myself. The first time I reinvented myself was in 1946, when I was the new girl in the 10th grade after my family moved from Iowa to Colorado. I made my own clothes and I wore 2 braids that hung to my butt. I had 4 girlfriends and our little group was low profile, so very few students knew who we were. And I didn't have a clue that other kids referred to me as that girl with long braids. But how could they miss me? I was the only girl in Englewood High School in Colorado who looked old-timey. Now, because of my homey clothes, now I'm not saying homely, homey, and long braids, they assumed I was from a Mennonite community, though I wasn't. Eventually, I felt a need to look modern, and I wanted to cut my hair. After a week of pleading with my parents, they broke down finally and gave me permission only if I promised not to change anything else about myself. Well, I made a promise I couldn't possibly keep, and then almost broke a leg getting to the telephone to make an appointment at the beauty shop. Mom insisted on going with me to supervise the job. I was thrilled, but terrified. What if I didn't like looking modern? I sure couldn't glue the braids back on. After 2 hours of all kinds of snipping, washing, drying, and curling, the transformation was complete. I looked in the mirror and couldn't stop staring. I felt so pretty that I assumed I must have looked pretty. I floated out of the beauty shop and into the clothing shop where Mom let me buy a pleated skirt, sloppy Joe sweater, cute penny loafers, and Angora anklets. I was really stylish. Before going to school the next day, I dabbed a hint of color on my lips and I caught the bus. I felt so happy and confident that I thought my pounding heart must have shone through my sweater. My friends liked the new look, but no one else knew who I was. They had no idea I was that girl with long braids. They thought I had recently enrolled. A boy stopped me in the hall and he said, "Hi there, I haven't seen you before. Are you new?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I am." This change in appearance changed everything. I was no longer shy and trying to blend with the furniture. I dredged up some confidence and became active for the remaining 2.5 years of high school. It was the first self-discovery period in my life. Now, jump ahead 50 years. I was 70, widowed for 2 years, and couldn't stop writing about it. My notes eventually became the memoir, Dancing in My Nightgown, The Rhythms of Widowhood. The adjustment of being alone after a long, good marriage, 49 years, prompted all kinds of stories that I wanted to preserve so I would not forget what widowhood was like. I knew that I'd get used to being alone because, for sure, things would never be the same again. While thinking those pitiful thoughts, I realized that being alone meant I could do anything I wanted without negotiation. And it was a scary but liberating idea. I felt the same way when I was 15, on the day of my haircut, just as scared but excited. At 70, I had no idea that my obsessive writing about the funny, sad experiences of widowhood would lead to another reinvention of myself. But it did. Now, I've been writing steadily for 14 years, which has resulted in a second memoir, The Home for the Friendless. Reflecting and writing about where I came from, who I am, and where I might be going has changed my life in more ways than I can possibly tell you. The work of writing is fun. The work of editing and revising is fun. The work of getting published is just plain hard work, and promoting and marketing is actually a necessary grind that can't last forever because it is so not fun. As a public speaker with 2 books to sell, I enjoy meeting new people until it starts to be a job that I have to do. And once you publish a book, it really is the author's obligation to help market it. Just like when you gave birth to children, your obligation and desire is to take care of them. Both are commitments. Now, at 82, I daydream about uninventing myself. I would like to live a more private life. I'm tired of pretending that I can hear what other people are saying even though I wear hearing aids. My children tell me that I often laugh inappropriately. Heck, what I hear is sometimes funny, but apparently it's not. I look forward to not pretending that I hear every word, in addition to what I want to work in the garden again, and I want to keep the roses dead-headed. Now they just die and the petals fall and dry up where they land. I would like to read more books with no homework assignments, such as giving feedback. I long to take one of my grandchildren on a vacation without their parents. I would like to sew again and start up my neighborhood watercolor group. I used to be an art teacher, and we gathered once a month in my kitchen where I taught watercolor lessons. I love teaching art. I don't necessarily miss teaching high school and junior high school. I would also enjoy flirting with gray-haired studs before I lose the desire to do so, but you know what? They're all dead. There are all kinds of things I really want to do while I still remember.